Hi, Todd Dunn here on July 26, 2019. Today I'm aboard my 1936 wooden powerboat Tortuga. Before I get going on this video, I want to say that the video is sponsored in part by Rich Smith of Palm Bay Nautical Ventures, who has graciously donated the cost of this can of Pettit Seafoam green paint that I'm going to use today to repaint the non-skid on the part of the deck that I repaired. And I don't know exactly what color this will be because I've never used it before, and consequently today is sort of a test of the color. So I'll roll out a coat of paint and we will see what it looks like and decide if I need to tint it. I think, just looking at the color strip on the can, that I might want to make it a little bit darker by adding a little bit of sea green, which is a very dark green and is the green that I've painted all my trim with. So I may do that if it's lighter than I like. Okay, in addition, I'd like to thank Hamilton Marine today, who graciously discovered some of my YouTube videos and noticed that I mentioned them and gave me this hat. So thank you, Hamilton Marine, and I will probably continue to mention them in my videos. Okay, one more sort of acknowledgement and then we'll get to work. Recently on the Boatworks Today YouTube channel, Andy, who runs that channel, has been using these very short mohair rollers to very good effect with Alexial two-part urethane paints, and I thought I'd try them with this one-part urethane paint and see how they come out. In the past I've used foam rollers and they retain a lot of paint, and consequently I thought I'd try this and see if I get results that are comparable to Andy's results. So we'll go up there and give this thing a try. I'm going to precondition it first though by wrapping masking tape all the way around it and pulling it off, which hopefully will get rid of any loose fibers so that they don't show up in my paint job. Okay, I'm going to go up on deck and get to work. Okay, here we are on deck. And what I'm going to do is paint the non-skid color. And in order to do that, I'm going to mask so that I leave a white border. And which is going to involve putting masking tape down, cutting some curves into it, and seeing how that works. There we go. And we'll go the other way. Okay, I've got the tape down, and what I'm going to try to do is use a very sharp knife and cut a curve into the corner here, just so that it will look a little better. And I think that should have done it. See if I can pull that off. There. And if I got through both layers. No, not quite. I left a little here. There we go. So the area I'm going to paint is over here and up this way, and we'll a little bit over the existing non-skid because I want to see if I can put new paint on it without severely degrading the non-skid quality. And before I paint, I'm going to very lightly sand the surface to be painted so I'll get good adhesion. And I'm not going to put any non-skid grit in because this is just a color test and I might want to repaint it. I've got my roller tray here, and what I'm going to do is just put a very small amount of paint in there because I don't think I'm going to need much. And somewhere I have some gloves. And I just use these blue nitrile gloves. They're much better than latex, I think. I don't use the powdered ones because I don't like the powder. And I also find that I can reuse these if I'm careful about taking them off. Now let's get this can of paint opened. This paint usually doesn't need much shaking. Now I don't expect to need much paint, so what I'm going to do is use very, very little. Ooh, I think this is too light. I'm not going to like this color, I don't think. Make sure I don't spill any there. So what I'm going to do with this paint is I am simply going to take a little scoop of it and put it in there. And once I get that scoop in, I'll wipe this off and have it ready to use again. So here we go. That should be plenty. Put this up here so I don't drip it. And I'm just going to set this back here for now in case I need a little more. Now, we'll just roll a little onto the roller. And per Andy from Boatworks Today, he's had very good luck with having a very, very light coat of paint. So we roll the roller pretty dry. So, let's see how this works and see what this color looks like.
They fall off, you can play it.
Roger, you just get ready to pay. Get your hair, cut your lines off.
I know a good thing.
Brittany, ticket.
Now this isn't going to cover completely, but it will do a pretty good job. It won't cover the white anyway, but it may cover this green. Let's see how it rolls out. I'm just rolling very lightly now to spread the paint evenly. Now I'm going to paint over a little bit of the existing non-skid just to see how much of the non-skid property a layer of this paint removes. Looks like I need a little more paint. So we'll take this, get another partial scoop here, and pour it in. Okay, we just roll it out here and see how it goes. So far, I quite like the using this mohair roller. And that color is a little darker than I'd like. I think I'm going to mix a little white into it instead of a different green and lighten it up slightly. So anyway, that's all I'm going to do today, just a test to see, one, how much a thin coat of paint affects the existing non-skid texture, and also just for color here. And as I said, I think this is a little darker than I like, and I think it's going to dry even darker than it is rolled on fresh. So I think I'll be tinting it slightly before I put the final coat on. Anyway, so much for painting today. Got a little bit left in here. I think I'll try to use it up by extending this area a little bit more. I'm going to move the camera slightly because it's sitting on the spot that I want to paint. Okay, that pretty much used up all the paint that I had. So overall, I'm happy with the mohair roller. I think it worked really well. Over here where I'm on a glossy surface, I think it covered pretty well, and I think that the another coat and that will cover completely. So the next coat will have the non-skid texture in it, and we will see how it works. I didn't want to put it in today because if I'm going to recoat this with a slightly different color, I'm going to want to sand the area here where I did it. I won't sand where there's non-skid because you can't sand that, but I want to sand this area where it was smooth to get good adhesion for the coat with the non-skid in it. And as I said, I think I'm going to lighten this paint up just a little for a couple of reasons. One, I just like a lighter color, and two, the lighter color will cause less heat down below in the cabin. So that's the plan right now, is to tint this way, adding a little white paint to it, and then coming back probably tomorrow morning and repainting this area here with the non-skid and the part I painted there with the slightly tinted paint. So I'm ready to go then at this point, and we'll see how it comes out after it's had a day to dry. Okay, that paint is on. As I said up there, it's quite a bit darker than I expected it to be, and I was actually thinking I have to darken it. Instead, I'm going to have to mix some white in and lighten it up a little bit. Probably go with about 10 or 15% white to get the color I want. Yeah. So the next time I come, I'll put another coat on, and with some white mixed in to lighten it up, and hopefully it will be a better option for the deck there. Because as I said, you don't want a really dark deck, because if you do, the cabin house underneath the deck will get very hot. So I'm going to want to lighten that up significantly to get a lighter color on there. And it looks like a single coat or even two coats over the existing non-skid is not going to significantly impact the non-skid texture. Okay, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed seeing more exciting painting, and if you did, give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and don't forget to click that notification bell so you'll get an indication of when my next video comes up. Thanks again for watching.